Well, hi Scorpios, welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for your weekly reading. So I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. So Scorpios, let's find out what you can expect. Let's find out. What can you expect, Scorpios? Okay. So, the overall energy of this reading is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, this is lovely energy. This is your energy. You are very self-confident, self-assured, you're grounded, you're secure, you're stable. This is a lovely card to have. You have all these qualities just in being you. Just in being you. You don't need anybody else. You may want somebody else, but you have it. You have it all together. This is surrounding your entire reading. Up here in your highest energy, you've been through a past here, probably a recent past, of being breadcrumbed in a relationship. Somebody was breadcrumbing you. You were dishing out a lot more than you were getting back in a relationship. It was throwing your scales way off balance. So this is in your highest energy. This is still on your mind. Never losing sight of who you are, you know. But you're very much aware of this energy around you. Right next to the Six of Pentacles is a Judgment card. Now this might have to do with work. This might have to do with some sort of investment or income too, that is breadcrumbing you. Some sort of dishonesty or somebody who's not doing their share in work. But if it's not work, it is love. So we have the Judgment card right next to that. This is a spiritual lesson for you. This is your guardian angels and spirit guides. They're blowing that horn down on you and they're saying, hear ye, hear ye. You must learn this lesson so that you can move forward in your life. So you're wondering, I'll bet you, you must be wondering, why do you have to go through this? Why did this show up in your life? Well, here's your answer right here. There's something you need, there's a takeaway from this that you will use for the rest of your life. Okay, so it's very necessary to go through this in order to learn it. On the other side of the Judgment card is the Ten of Swords. So you weren't only being breadcrumbed, it was hurtful. It was painful to find that out, to realize that this is the end of the pain. The end. That's what this Ten of Swords means. The end of the pain. So I think you've learned your lesson. I think you've learned something that you can spend the rest of your life using to make your life better. Under the Six of Pentacles is the Star card. This is the card for Aquarius. Aquarius might be strong in your chart, might be strong around this reading someplace. But it's a very spiritual card. And it is about healing. You've had deep healing to do. And you know what? There's not too many judgments that come along where there isn't deep healing to do. So, very normal. This is a very deep one, though. This is seeing your own reflection in that pool of water, remembering who you are. You know, the essence of who you are. And, you know, they almost stripped some of that away from you. They really threw your scales off balance. But you remembered. You know who you are. It's like remembering sort of who you were born to be. So, healing right down to your bare bones over this situation was a spiritual lesson. So here you are, you're yourself. You've never really lost yourself, but you almost lost a piece of yourself, I think, here. So Scorpios, you're healed. You're secure again. You're stable. And you're holding this wand here, the Page of Wands. You're making a declaration. You're like, you're wanting to move forward, for one thing, because holding that staff here. But you're speaking out, and you're speaking up. for yourself. It's all for yourself here so far. You've done very well. I think that's part of your lesson, is how to speak up for yourself, how to protect yourself and you know, put yourself first. How to put your foot down, you know, when somebody's giving you breadcrumbs. I think maybe you had to put your foot down and make the changes that had to take place. So it's a huge learning experience. Under the star here is the Fool. So it feels like you leaped into whatever it is you healed over. You were just looking in the clouds, taking some things for granted, trusting everything you heard, everything that was said to you, or just kind of bouncing along with your head in the clouds. The problem, and this is part of your judgment, is that you weren't looking ahead toward the future. You're only looking up toward the present and living, you know, like throwing caution to the wind. And what happens is you usually find yourself at the edge of a cliff. So when you find yourself at the edge of a cliff, that's when things come tumbling down. So you've learned your lesson. Things came tumbling down because it did end up with the Ten of Swords. So you did have to go through some pain. Spiritual lessons are hard to learn. Next to the Fool card is the Nine of Wands. Now this is under your energy of being your full self again. But you came to your wit's end, is what you did. This bouncing along with your head in the clouds, you found out that didn't work. It didn't work out so great. and you're holding on to that staff here again, still, of new beginnings and fresh starts. Standing upright, but you know, you had to reach a point of no return, like the straw that broke the camel's back. You kind of had to reach that point in your life, or in this situation, to make the necessary changes to move forward. And here on each side of holding that staff of fresh starts and new beginnings is the World card. So you are going to be moving forward. You're moving into a whole new life cycle. And it's all because you learned this spiritual lesson. That wasn't easy. So let me take out the second part of this reading, Scorpios. Find out what else it is here that you need to know. Cards are sticking. They're not sticking. My hands are slippery. Okay. So Scorpios. Up here, really close to that Ten of Swords, is a Page of Cups. You were offered a cup with a fish in it. It was a tainted offer. You're going to be much, much, much more aware of tainted offers when they're offered to you now. This is a card for Pisces. Pisces might be strong in your chart, might be strong in somebody else's chart. But this is about an offer that had you dancing along with your head in the clouds, fell apart, ended up hurting you. You got breadcrumbed. You had to heal over it very deeply. And you had to walk away from it because I had the Eight of Cups right next to it. And that's exactly what your guardian angels and spirit guides wanted you to do, okay? You had to leave it behind. And so here you are with the Two of Wands, more wands, ready for your fresh start, new beginning, holding on to a wand. And you have the whole world in your hands, and you realize that. You have the world right here. Look, world, new life cycle. You're holding on to a new life cycle, but you haven't yet moved forward, but you're getting ready to, and you're wanting to. You've healed. You're ready. So under the Page of Cups is the Queen of Cups. Water energy. This is you, Scorpio. Queen of Cups, male or female. This energy, though, of this card here is about questioning the love. It's about having questions, and this cup is full of answers. It's the only cup in the deck with a lid on it. There's little windows all the way around that cup. This queen is trying to peek in those windows to get those answers. So I feel like you got your answers, not without a lot of stress, anxiety, and confusion about the whole thing before you walked away. with the Five of Wands being right next to it. And next to the Five of Wands, then we have the Five of Swords. You got your truth. You got your clarity, and you're still getting truth and clarity, but you walked away from this situation, and you're looking back as if you couldn't take it anymore. You saw the truth for what it is, and you're ready to move forward on your own, or with somebody else, but not with whoever it was that had the Page of Cups, that had the fish in the cup. So under the Queen of Cups, trying to figure it all out, figure out the love, you know, or you have questions about you and this person who offered you that Page of Cups. Here we have the Empress. This new life cycle you're entering, you're not only the Nine of Pentacles, you are also the Empress. This is a card for Libra or Taurus. This is about being a loving, kind, considerate, thoughtful, generous, and I can just go on. Beautiful person inside here, male or female. Now, for you to have the right relationship here, whoever is your partner, your soulmate, will have to have much of the same qualities that you do. So the universe is pointing out, this new life cycle you're moving into, I think you're realizing all these special qualities that you have as a person. You're not only stable, self-secure, and grounded, and just reliant, and all those other things. You're also a beautiful person inside. You're just very loving. You know, I feel like whoever this was with the page kind of took advantage of you because they knew how you were. And they knew, they kind of figured out, they kind of summed you up real quick, and knew that they could take advantage of you and breadcrumb you. Well, we have the Knight of Swords, cutting out all that stress and confusion and rushing ahead with that sword of truth and clarity, right towards this new life cycle. And you're going to be your full self in this new life cycle that's coming in. And it hasn't happened without the help of your guardian angels and spirit guides. This is the card for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius might be strong in your chart or strong around this reading. But it's your guardian angels and spirit guides that gave you the strength to learn this judgment, to get past this judgment so you can enter this new life cycle. I have a feeling this new life cycle, it has a lot of great things to offer, that getting through this judgment is like a stepping stone towards something great in your life. You had one foot in the water, and you had one foot on the land. Temperance's job was to get you balanced again, get you grounded again, and that is exactly what you're doing when you pick up all these swords of truth and clarity and leaving this other energy behind and entering this new life cycle. It feels very exciting, and it also feels very worthwhile. Like there's a lot of worth to this new life cycle. I don't know if you might be a spiritual healer, you might be doing something with other people or animals or something, but you do have I think you have an important life cycle that you need to enter here. Let me see what other card right up here. It's the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you were feeling trapped by this relationship. You weren't seeing all the truth and clarity. See all those swords right behind you? You weren't seeing them. And you were just kind of going along in this relationship, and you don't really even know why. I don't even think you know why. I'll tell you why. It's because there was a lesson to learn. So you managed to see all the truth and the clarity. You managed to either walk out or you asked for help and you got your answers. And so now you're able to move forward into this new life cycle which feels very exciting to me. So, Scorpios, this was your reading, and thank you for watching Universal Guidance.